Welcome to our Launch Business playlist. My name is Pete Moriarty, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what kind of businesses this suits. Now, if you're a launch business, you're probably still a sole operator, or maybe you've got your first or second employee on board, and you're basically in the business of getting stuff done and set up yourself. You probably configured your own website and domain name and DNS settings and all of those kind of things, or maybe you got a friend to help you. Maybe you watched some guides online, or maybe you just signed up for a GoDaddy account and they kind of did all that stuff for you with their wizard. We understand how that works. We've helped launch many businesses. Now, with your file storage, you're probably not doing anything too fancy. Maybe using Dropbox still, or you're just saving stuff on your local desktop. We know most people don't have much of a backup set up unless you've got Time Machine set up on your Mac or something like that. And for the most part, you're making as much use of free services as possible. We know the business owners like to be savvy, and there's no shame at all in setting up a few free accounts, or maybe even using a Gmail account for your emails and sharing that with your staff. Not the best thing to do, but we know that lots of people do that. That's okay. We've got videos on that telling you how you can do it a smarter way. Now, for the most part, there's a bit of an inkling in the back of the mind of most business owners that you don't quite know what you don't know. And so there's, obviously risks online with things like, your security of your account and making sure that your data doesn't get stolen, or your identity doesn't get stolen, and making sure that no one can access your business data as well. If your account gets shut down and you lose access to all that business stuff, then you may not be able to operate your business anymore. And so there's risks like that most people have a little bit of an idea of what to do, install antivirus and those kind of basic things, and make sure you've got a good password. But learning a little bit more about security is something that is really useful for small business owners. Now, what we can do to help is to make sure that your knowledge isn't something that's going to actually hold you back in the business. We've got lots of videos which cover all of the basics of making sure that you have everything you need to know to make sure that your tech is set up correctly from the start, because we don't want you to go and try and grow a business and then end up in a situation where you're having problems down the line because things weren't set up correctly from the start. So that's what this playlist is for. All of these videos here are about making sure you get the right foundations in place for you and your team to have the right technology there so that you're not holding yourself back. Now, what are some of the first things that we're going to cover? Well, making sure that your passwords are secured and set up in a way that they are configured in a vault and they can be securely shared with your team. Many business owners just put all their passwords on one document or one spreadsheet. That is a big no-no. Want to make sure you don't do that. We've got a better way, and that's in this playlist. Next up, we want to make sure that you get some basic task management in place for the team. Most people do tasks over chat, or over WhatsApp, or over Messenger, or even over email. And it's just a really messy way of doing task management, because eventually you end up at the point where you don't know how many things you've delegated, and you're going to forget what you've given to your team, or they end up in the kind of space where everything is urgent, and so nothing is urgent. And so having a decent, very, very basic, and don't worry, it's free, task management system that's going to help you to manage what's done, what's not done, and set up a little bit of a rhythm in the business and getting tasks managed and completed, of course, is going to make sure that that you get the basics down. So they're two of the things that we cover. There's heaps more videos on other things that are important, but they are the two most important ones. Now, what can we do to help? We are an IT consulting company, and we help small businesses and, yes, even sole operators with their technology. We can help make sure that you've configured it all correctly. If you've set it up yourself and you did your own DNS settings, remember the MX records for your Google Workspace account, well, most people don't get it quite correct. We've got a video on how to check your records and just make sure that you've done it properly. But most people will set up the DNS records correctly, but they forget SPF, DMARC, DKIM, and all of these other things to make sure that your emails don't go to people's spam mailboxes. Have you ever had that problem where you send an email and it goes to someone's spam? Well, that might be a problem with your DNS. Now, the next thing that we help out with is making sure that all of your tech tools are in sync. And that means that your phone is talking to your computer, your calendar, your files, everything is in the right place. They're backed up and safely secured so that you don't have a situation where you have a contractor leave the business and then disappear with your files as well. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, you can jump onto a free consultation with our team. Just click on the link below and you'll be able to access that. But if you're not yet ready for a consultation, don't worry, we've got heaps of options available for you to get free value from our team. Now, you can transfer your licensing into our reseller portal. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but you get access to our amazing Google Classroom, which will give you extra training on how to do everything inside your Google Workspace account and the other products that we recommend, like LastPass and Asana and a bunch of other cool tools. So if you're interested in that, jump on the links below, but otherwise jump into the playlist, enjoy all the videos that we have for launch businesses, and I look forward to catching you in the comment section. Cheers.